Hello guys, how are you doing today? We are playing a little bit of Team Fortress 2 today as the sleuthy, sneaky, shooty man. We'll be playing on payload barnblitz. This is a post-commentary, as I may have mentioned, which means that you will not be hearing all the keyboard clickety-clacks that you may have heard in the the last couple of live commentaries. So, I thought it might be nice to put a nice, not ear-shattering video out once in a while. I will be gone from about Monday to Friday next week. So I figured, I might as well put something nice out for you to, have a little feast on while I'm away. Because, unfortunately, since I'm away, I will not be able to do the official on Monday, or any of the, I assume there might be a scrim on, like, Wednesday or Thursday. I won't be able to make that. So you will be probably without videos for half a week maybe. So, put something out there for you to watch. And, main topic of discussion today will be the Ambassador, and why I think it is better than the revolver. There you go. The old revolver versus Ambassador debate goes on. And as a nice little plug, if you hadn't seen it yet, I had a bit of a, I'm not going to say circle jerk, but I had a round table, if you want to use the polite term, of with a bunch of like US spies and Colotso, which was quite nice. Slurgy was there, and Tobias. It was quite nice. And we basically just sat down for like an hour and a half and talked about like spy and the various weapons and stuff. It's pretty good if you want to go and have a watch. We covered quite a lot of ground there, stuff like our opinions on the various weapons, when to change watches, playstyles, that kind of thing. It's pretty in depth. So if you want to kind of up your spy game or listen to some people circle jerk for an hour and a half about spy, that's a good place to start. But that is not the topic of this video. It's about the Ambi, and what we're seeing as the background is like what I think is very, very good argument of why you should be using the Ambassador over the revolver. Today at the time of recording this was a pretty good aim day. It wasn't the best, but it was I was hitting a lot of shots, so I think it gives quite a good argument of two-shotting people at any distance versus, using the revolver to five-shot them at distance. I don't know. And what I want to talk about is stuff like how I think the Ambi's quite. See what I'm doing here is I'm sitting quite far back, and I can kind of bring people towards me, but I don't need to be in their face to use the revolver. The revolver acts a lot more like the scattergun in that, the closer you are to them, the more damage you do, and you want to be closer to them with the revolver ideally, so you can start hitting those like 50, 60 meat shots with it. Whereas with the Ambassador, look, pew, I can just shoot him in the face and make a wonderful pub frag video with it. Lovely. And how, as I fight this soldier here, I can just kind of casually hang back and do the damage he can do with his rockets with my gun, just from like a nice distance. So I quite enjoy that. See if we can kind of lead people back. That's another good use for the Ambi, is that if you kind of pot shot someone with a revolver, they'll might like flick their eyes over their shoulder and be like, oh, there's some twat over there spamming me with his gun. Oh well. Whereas with the Ambassador, if you just take 100 damage, you go, oh shit. There is an enemy gamer. He is running a weapon that requires just insane amount of skill, and he is clearly a very talented and handsome person. So they'll immediately turn around and run back. And of course we'll be using, as I like to argue, is that if you're going to be running entire Ambi, as I pretty much do on this, a couple backstabs here and there when I'm lazy, but oh hello friend. The whole Dead Ringer Spicicle combo is just stupidly overpowered. I'd say it's broken in pubs and comp at this point. As one of the topics we did cover in the big circle topic discussion, not a circle joke, the big circle topic discussion, was how the US spies seem to favour, like stock, invis, a little bit more suicide-y play, whereas us amazing, handsome, oh look at that headshot, yes, us handsome European spy mains, as I'm sure about a third of you are, I think that's what Google said maybe, we quite like our Spicicle DR Ambis, and the reason for that partly is because we put kind of less importance. The higher up you get, the harder it is for you to kill, like, the medic and stuff. So we put more importance on just kind of acting as a scout, basically, like a hard-to-kill scout. And, like, the whole DR Ambi Spicicle combo lets you stay alive for fucking ever. Like, seriously. It's a very easy set to use, once you've used it for, maybe, like, 10 minutes or so. You can kind of realise how long you can stay alive. And, if someone chases you, you've got 2 outs. And since you're using your gun, it doesn't matter that your knife disappears. And like the huge upside of using the Spicicle versus the knife is that if someone does set you on fire, it's less about, in my case, less about getting away necessarily, but it's more about the fact that, what's that? It's more about the case of getting rid of the bullet spread you get. If someone's shooting you or set you on fire, your screen shakes everywhere, and with the Spicicle, you completely sit still for 2 seconds, and it gives you a nice clear view to up your aim. And that's why I quite like it, because I quite like using pubs. The only time I really play pubs these days is to just aim practice, basically. It's quite nice, quite fun, but I kind of care less about what I kill or when I kill it, and more about just, you know, practicing shooting people at a distance and stuff. So I find that, you know, just running ambies lets me do that and have a bit of fun doing that. You know, it's less of an immersive spy experience. You aren't, you know, like sneaking around invisible. Oh, there's a decloak spot, that's a good spot, I can backstab with this guy and outwit him by going around this corner and then clicking on his face. Instead, it's more, you know, just kind of a sit back and point and click adventure experience, as every single renamed sniper rifle will tell you. Thank you, Pyro friends, for killing that Pyro for me. And another thing about the Ambi is that it's pretty badass, I'd like to say. If you are... oh, hello, heavy friend who's AFK. If someone's shooting you with a revolver a bunch, you might just think that it's someone who just practices Scout MG all day, and they're like, oh, you know, it's a revolver, oh well. But if you happen to meet a spy that can just, like, two-shot everything, it's like, oh shit, that is a gamer that knows his stuff. So, you've got to kind of watch out for those people, and when that does happen, people seem to like to kind of place you higher on their list of, I've got to chase that guy. Whereas, you know, if you see a revolver spammer, you're like, oh, you know, whatever, he's just basically a scout. But you kind of place him up as high as, like, you know, a sniper or a medic sometimes, and they're like, oh, I have to chase him at every opportunity. Which, if people chase you, they tend to kind of lower their guard a little bit. They tend to get a little bit crazy and, you know, pull their melee out against someone with a knife. For some reason. I don't know why. But, I find that when people are chasing you, they tend to cut corners, they tend to try and get to you as fast as possible. And that lets you lead up shots really easily. Like, if a scout's, say, running after you around a corner, he's less interested in dodging, because he assumes you're running away. So, you know, more chances than less. That scout will just be walking in a direct, straight line at you around a corner. And that's quite good practice for just, making sure your crosshair's always in a straight line. Not too sure what happened here. But, you know, it's a Valve pub. Oh god, it's adorable. And also, I'm not too sure, but, for some reason in this recording, all the voices were muted. I'm not too sure why. Like, the guns all worked, rockets and stuff. But for some reason there were no voice lines being said, which, I don't know, I thought was a little bit sad. But, oh well, can I get over it? And, that's kind of going to pretty quickly wrap up the video there. It wasn't going to be too long. Earlier, I tried to record a live commentary, and I did get about an hour of footage. But I looked through it, or an hour and a half footage, I looked through it, and it was okay, but it wasn't particularly exciting or thrilling. So I don't think there's any point in me putting something out which I don't consider good, because I want you guys to have a nice, fun experience watching this. But that's enough rambling. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you all next time. Probably on Saturday. Might make another video and can I pop it out during the week? I don't know, but I will see you now. Goodbye. Have a good one. All that.